Hello and welcome. This is episode 2 of the Blind Ape, where we just aim to contextualize the path of becoming a professional crypto trader, somebody who takes crypto seriously, just somebody who is really starting out and wanting to find the best path to be successful. We're just here to help you get better. My name is Dr. Ben, and today I got Adam with me. Adam, can you kind of just introduce yourself by sharing a little bit about when you first learned about crypto, where you were at in what you were up to in life and what your interests were, and yeah, just kind of talk about the initial experience of getting exposed, and then maybe how long it took for you before you actually got more serious.
All right. Well, I first was exposed definitely by Dave. I don't even remember when. He was always talking about Bitcoin and crypto. Um, but I think when the pandemic happened, 2020, early that year, everything was falling apart. So, so I went home to my girl, basically said, "Hey, listen, we have some money. This is planned. How do we invest?" So for almost 2 weeks, every day I came home and I walked in the door. First thing I said to my girl was like, "Did you think of anything today?" It was no, 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 no. I think about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. I came home. I didn't ask her because at that point I'm like, "I got it." She's like, "What do you got?" I said, "I got it. I know what we're investing in." What? Digital money. Money has to be updated, and we already have it. It's Bitcoin. Dave was the only person I knew in crypto. This was before even Paul Tudor Jones came out and said Bitcoin's the fastest horse in the race, and he was really endorsing it, and it put eyes on it from the bigger financial players. Fidelity was already involved and everything like that, but as far as Paul Tudor Jones coming out, that was big for the markets, and I think he was on the news for the next 2 weeks talking about it, and it was a big deal. So I went to see Dave before that. He set aside some time for me. I went back upstate and sat down with him. He was just hyped about it. Showed me videos, basically amped me up why it was important. And already going into this, I knew it was important. I knew that investing in Bitcoin, I didn't really know about the different crypto assets, but Bitcoin, it was going to be important. So I called up my brother and I called up my friend, Sal. And I said, "You guys got to come with me." Sal came with me and went there, sat with Dave for hours. And then before I left, gave me a couple of people to watch on YouTube, and he put me on to this guy Tika Tuwari, who Tika Tuwari, I mean, really lays out in layman terms why Bitcoin's important, and not just Bitcoin but crypto. But obviously, it all starts with Bitcoin and how valuable it's going to be in the future. And once you listen to Tika, if you don't want to invest in it at that point, or you don't take any more interest after listening to Tika, well, it's probably not for you then. So after hearing all that, I got involved. I was actually going to purchase an expensive watch at that point. It was a Rolex Sky Dweller. Instead of buying the Rolex Sky Dweller, which while Rolex was still in stock at the time, because this is all, while the pandemic was just starting, I ended up buying my first Bitcoins. And from there, I just, kept investing and scaling in, dollar cost averaging. And then once you really take a deep dive into Bitcoin, it leads you into all other areas of other things, and you realize money's not even real. Money's not money. Your time is more valuable than anything. You start understanding what happens, in the past with other empires or money systems, and you realize what the U.S. government did 1930, 33, whatever it was, put everybody on the gold standard. They bought all the gold from everybody and then jacked the prices up a year later after basically said, "Hey, fair market value is this." And then they increase it on everybody. So they just basically inflated your dollars without inflating dollars, but still they devalued basically your dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened in the 70s? And here we are today, where now it's very mainstream. Very fortunate to get in 2020, early 2020, and very fortunate to have a friend like Dave who was willing to
No
spend the
doubt.
time
And we're
with me.
going to bring Dave on in a minute. But before we get there, I would love for you to describe how you took broad strokes with Bitcoin and then you got more and more narrowly focused, and kind of how you found your niche, how you found the place that you're at today. Can you speak about that process? Because when I first got introduced to you, you were talking about technical analysis. You were talking about very specific angles that you were approaching the market at, or that you felt like were interesting and emerging to be future, future big play moves, but that at this point where really you were an early adopter. So can you kind of just speak about your mindset, how you've been molded into a daily trader and or just like a long-term investor? Can you kind of just describe where you're coming from? Are you more on the conservative side? Are you more on the risky side? Do you balance it, and which ways do you balance it? And how did you start, and like how did that get more and more refined?
Okay. So yeah, I mean, when I started, didn't really know anything about technical analysis. It was, green candle, everything's beautiful. Red candle, I lost money. But once I really put now it's not as substantial, but back then, I invested, first 20 something thousand. Okay. But then as I kept investing and uh, uh, growing my portfolio, I was like, okay, well, I have enough money in here where now I need to start learning about, what moves the market. So it wasn't just learning about taking online technical analysis courses, which I did, took a few of those, reading a lot of books. So one book I don't have with me over here. If I don't remember something, I would always refer back to it. The name or the title's escaping me right now. But a lot of reading, a lot of watching people on YouTube. The courses you take are good, and then you try applying it yourself. And so if you could, so for me, I would apply the TA that I learned in the courses or what I was reading about, and then live or while the market's moving in crypto, I would turn on to some of the analysts that I thought were good at the time, and then I also, changed who I was watching and sort of refined who I'd actually pay attention to. So I take the TA that I would have, and then I would go see what they were going to do 4 hours later, whenever they made the video, and see if my TA lined up with what they were thinking.
Mm.
And as you do this, you realize that technical analysis is subjective. You could see something in the chart and it may be correct, and somebody else sees something in the chart and they'd also be correct too.
Mm.
Um, but no matter what, some things will probably align, the basics like support and resistance and, overall, big picture macro trend or something like that. But then if, somebody likes to apply divergences, or one other person wants to utilize RSIs as just, I'm just buying the oversold area and that's it. It's going to go up. Well, that's not always the case.
Mm.
But, however you use that TA, I found the ways that work for me, and now I don't watch anybody. I trade on my own. But now, recently, I've been trading a lot more NFTs and even crypto. But I've taken some recent trades, and right now I have on the screen a token because I'm curious to see, like, as a uh, board ape holder or mutant ape holder, even Dave, he got a token drop. So we all got it for free, essentially. We're going to use some of the tokens. We also get free land tomorrow, but some of these tokens will also use to purchase more land in the other side, or, Yuga Labs metaverse.
Mhm.
So for me, once I got all that money invested, it was only right that I paid attention to and learned how, the people that are really in the markets and investing, what they're looking for. And if they're going to make a move, I want to know what move they're going to make, so my investment's protected.
Mhm.
And that's why I learned about technical analysis, and it's a part of my everyday. I don't trade crypto or even options or equities every day now. It's been uh, with over the past 5 months more NFTs every day, and it went from Ethereum to Solana, and now I'm building out a portfolio in near. But Solana's my playground right now. I mean, daily we're hitting on there. So,
and I'm gonna bring Dave in just 1 minute just to get deeper with you into the game, because I know we only got you for 30 minutes this morning and we're at 13 minutes in, so I want 2 more minutes with you.
sure.
Can you talk about the ape culture and why you decided to really engage not only with ApeCoin but Bored Apes, Mutant Apes? I really want this is the Blind Ape Show, so talk about what it means to be an ape and what it means for the culture that we have in society to have a brand like Bored Ape or like Mutant Ape step into the spotlight with celebrities and different key figures in society representing this brand. Like, what do you think the mission of the brand can become? Do you think every ape is going to have a different mission? Do you think that you can, like, what are some ways you can leverage your affiliations and the fact that you're part of the club to further whatever is of interest and passion to you?
That's a lot right there. Well, Yuga Labs overall, who owns Bored Ape, Mutant Ape, CryptoPunks, it seems like they're going to dominate Web3. It seems like right now they're going to dominate the metaverse. Um, raising $450 million in their first seed round is amazing, and I don't think that. What's up?
Okay.
So I don't think that it's stopping here. They're going to keep innovating and building and bringing attention to the space, and they're only going to help grow the space in the way it should be. So it's nothing but upside with Yuga. Uh, yeah, I've fortunately, Dave put me onto Bored Apes, a while ago. He purchased his, and I thought he was crazy at the money he spent on his ape. And yet now I look back and I was like, he was onto it. And when I was looking at the apes, I ended up going with the mutant later on. But I'm still just grateful to be in the Yuga Labs ecosystem. They reward their holders. We got blessed with ApeCoin just dropped to us. Like right now, I'm up a free 40 or 50,000, and then tomorrow we're gonna get land that who knows what that's gonna be worth. And then we also KYC'd wallets, which we didn't know what we were KYCing for, and we're gonna be able to purchase even more of that land. And what's next with them? I don't know. Nobody does, and that's also what makes sort of Yuga Labs so great. I mean, they keep things a mystery, exciting, and they just keep innovating. I didn't take part in the yacht party last year at the NFT NYC. This year, we'll definitely be going to that. Definitely meeting other fellow apes. I know a few. Definitely looking to, be involved with the community more. The Discord we're in, but definitely in real life events are awesome. And as far as utilizing the ape, building out a brand maybe with it. I mean, there was just a restaurant that was opened up called Bored and Hungry. Dave, let's say Dave and I wanted to go open up Bored and Hungry or something different, but let's say it's going to be franchised. We could use our apes and put them on the billboard, right? Basically we own the IP to, our apes. And that's also what makes Yuga so great, because as soon as they bought out CryptoPunks, the first thing they did was they gave the rights to the holders of those NFTs and said, hey, everything you've been wanting to do with your CryptoPunk, now you can, it's your property. And that's what's amazing about Yuga. They just spent however much money they did. It was insane amount of money. And it's the first thing they did for all the CryptoPunks holders were not anything for them, any value for Yuga Labs, but hey, we're going to give back to you. And that's one of the most amazing things about Yuga Labs so far is they consistently give back to the people that believe in them. So I'm grateful to be a holder. Again, Dave put me on to Bored Ape, and
This is the perfect segue. This is the perfect segue. So I'm gonna get off the screen. I would love for you guys to rap about whatever you want to rap about for the next 12 minutes. Dave, if you got questions for Adam, if you got some that you want to ask Dave, now's the time to do all that.
All right. What's up, guys? Welcome. I know I've been listening to you guys for a little bit, but my studio's a mess over here. I got microphones laying around, and I got camera. But so I have to rearrange this stuff. But yeah, so the hype right now is Yuga Labs. The hype right now is this land. I'm just accumulating more ape as I go, because I'm trying to buy as much land as I can. I know we just got some news last night saying that you can only buy 2 lands per wallet, which is, each KYC can get 2 lands.
It's going to be in waves, though. It's
We
2
have
waves
wave
for
1.
the first wave. Yeah.
Yep. Then wave 2, you can get 4.
Yeah.
If it even goes to wave 2, I really don't think it's going to go to wave 2.
Do we know yet how many wallets were KYC'd? Did they throw any facts out there, figures, anything?
I don't know how many was KY. I think maybe 55,000. They're saying.
Okay.
So times that by 2, and then you got to think about base fee. We get free land drops. So you got to think
So
about
it's going to be 30,000.
Yeah, 30 to 45,000 gone.
Yeah.
So.
And then what? All the other blue chips that are involved, Cool Cats, Doodles, they're all listed too, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's what we're waiting for. I'm waiting for tomorrow. It's a big, exciting day. I'm just trying to accumulate all the ape on the dip. I don't even know how, what's going to happen after the land drop. Will ape dip? Will ape keep running? They have to have a marketplace. They have to have something that's going to drive ApeCoin, up. But somebody told me, another ape, because I'm in the ape chat on Twitter, and somebody said that, Yuga Labs is going to drop another announcement. So I'm hoping, they're right, and that create more hype.
I totally agree with you. I think whatever they do, everything they're doing, it's well thought out. It's planned. I don't think they're dropping the land and then they're going to look for their token to, fall in value that quick and then also depreciate the value of the land either. They totally have this planned out. So I'm riding with them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, 1,000%. So.
What are you hearing? What are you hearing over there, Ben? You're hearing anything about Yuga Lab? You're hearing anything about Bored Apes? Or no? Being you're in Cali, do you hear about? Is it big in Cali? Do you hear about the Bored Apes? Is it a big? Just you being an average, Dr. Joe. Do you hear people, talking about Bored Apes as a NFT or?
I mean, one of my patients is definitely doing a lot of research on the Bored Ape brand and trying to figure out how he can connect his brand to somebody who owns a Bored Ape who's willing to sponsor his brand. He has a nonprofit, right? So he's trying to figure out how the Bored Ape community, who's obviously, like you said, getting airdropped thousands of dollars that they didn't necessarily have to work hard to earn, might be interested or willing to support his initiative. And that's where I was asking Adam, is there any initiative that he's particularly passionate about? Because I think the question becomes, this Bored Ape community is full of people, and people have interests and they have values and they have passions. So what characterizes a Bored Ape holder? What characterizes the ape culture? Are they kind of gathering around certain focused initiatives that are important, whether it's energy, whether it's water, whether it's food security, some of the big issues? The last episode we had,
we're getting Bored Ape water. Imagine the Bored water. I'm calling the water company when we get off this interview.
Call 50. They'll buy it from you.
Yeah. So yesterday I just made my own Oreos, and I put my Bored Ape on the Oreo. I bought like 10. There's 12 Oreos.
What do you mean, on each cookie or the package?
On each cookie.
Oh yeah.
So I got a pack of 12. I mean, they offer 24 packs, but I got packs of 12. I bought 10 of them. I'm just gonna give them out to my friends and people, who like the Bored Ape.
I mean, we're all from New York, right? So entrepreneurship is heavy. You can't talk to any New Yorker who's in our age group, who's part of our network, who's not thinking about how to make more money or trying to think about how that they can leverage their situation. So I'm just curious, with both you guys being holders, like in what ways can you creatively think of that your situation could be leveraged? And then also like, what are your ideas? I feel like this show is an opportunity, a platform to bring people on who have good ideas and are involved in the crypto space and try and help them flesh out their ideas. I mean, that's one of my biggest passions in life is to help people get clearer and crystallize exactly how they want to make an impact.
Yeah, I'm bored and thirsty
Dr.
now.
Ben. Bored and thirsty and hungry. You got those cookies, bro. So, I mean, yeah, there's definitely thought in how to, even build your own brand as somebody, crypto and NFTs are still, crypto is not as new, but the NFT space is new and Bored Apes are NFTs. So, is there just even a possibility, or being that we're able to um, have in our portfolios one of the most sought after NFT projects that exist and consistently build out the space, is that just even an easy way for us to build out our own brand first and then utilize the Bored Apes that we have to even use those IP rights and utilize it for a business or a different investment strategy that we may have? Yeah, absolutely. I think first and foremost, we probably should build out our our personal uh profiles out there. On Twitter, I use my Solana Monkey business because I love Solana, so that's like one of the top tier NFTs you could have in the Solana space. But the ape for me is definitely something where I'll switch my PFP back and utilize it to also gain more followers or attraction just because it's Yuga Labs. And people obviously look at that as like the top tier blue chip. You're an early adopter or you have a lot of money to be able to purchase something like that. So for me right now, it would probably be building out just my personal profile, and then if Dave and I, or even a group of us, Dr. Ben, if we could do something together, I'm sure we're going to do it. And as the space evolves, I'm sure we're going to find our niche. We like to obviously do that now, but this space is constantly growing day by day. I mean, tomorrow we'll wake up and something else changed, or there was something new added to it, and I'm confident that we're going to be able to utilize what we have, our knowledge, and the Bored Apes as a way for us to grow in the industry. So that's what I'm looking forward to. It's exciting just to even be here this early and to be a part of it.
Yep. So I agree. There's a lot of celebrities also coming in, the game. A lot of celebrities own these Bored Apes, which will be cool because when we go on the yacht party, we're just surrounded by an elite group, which was, people are going to want to be around these people. So there's another guy named Franklin. He owns like 47 apes. But now I heard he's renting his ape out on contract so people could be able to get this land.
Oh, I told you, the dogs. Put it in an escrow account, get somebody who has a piece of land and they only have a mutant ape, Bored Ape, or whatever, and they need a dog to go on those
Find the CUDA.
Exactly. Get the attorney to do it. You'll hold both NFTs in escrow and they can utilize your dog and pay you a fee. If Franklin's already doing it, you need to reach out to him, or we need to get him on the show.
Yeah, so. Franklin owns 47 apes. I mean, I always talk to him because it's just someone good to. He owns 47 apes, dude. He knows what's going on. He knows how to get these contracts. You both signed the contract. The other apes were telling me it's kind of risky. What if the contract fails? What if these guys don't pay you? So.
But you hold it in escrow with an attorney. How does it fail? They're going to even put your fee, as long as everything goes right and you fulfill your obligation. It's almost like a smart contract that
it was 4.2 ETH to borrow that ape, which is pretty decent. and you're gonna get a piece of land with that ape, and that. So it's pretty cool what they're doing, lending their apes. But the same thing you could do when you go to New York City. If there's an NFT fest in New York City, and we can't make it, why not make money off our apes? So let somebody else attend the cruise.
Yeah.
You know, oh, just give me $5,000, or give me 2 ether. You know, you can borrow the monkey. So that type of stuff. You know. But we're so early right now. Everybody's opening Bored and Hungry. Everybody's opening, their own, coffee, boarded the coffee, and the coffee shop in Brooklyn where you could put your NFTs on the screen. What's it called?
Lion's Milk.
Lion's Milk. That's
When
in
we
Brooklyn,
going?
New York. It's
When
a
we going?
NFT. I want to go. I'll go tomorrow.
All right.
I want to support this guy, because he owns a Bored Ape, he owns his shop. Like, that's what Bored Apes do. We support each other, so it's like, if I have to drive an hour and a half away to go get some coffee, I don't mind.
And that's what's nice about the Bored Ape community, and even communities, let's say, Cool Cats or something like that too, or Clone X. I'm sure it's the same on there as well. But even just on Solana Monkey Business, same thing. Like the community, everybody that's there and that's involved and is a holder, like everybody helps each other. We're all there for each other. We're all new in this space. We all help each other grow. It's actually, Dave first told me about NFTs. I didn't get it. And I was like, nah, I'll just keep investing in crypto or trading crypto. And then I finally understood it. And, so now it's even more than just the NFT or JPEG or the picture. It's once you get involved in the community that's there. I mean, that's like the real gem. Surprisingly, like I would have never thought that, but that is the case with a lot of these great
NFTs
projects.
are going to be everywhere. Real estate's the next. You tokenizing real estate and doing real estate is going to be next. Gaming is also here. That's the most biggest thing right now in NFTs is gaming, and then art, actual art. If you love the art, buy it because they're going to be NFTs. You could actually get the physical. Sometimes you get the physical, or sometimes you just get a trippy effect or a different NFT if you hold it. And that's what I like. Give me the incentive of getting something else. What is this? What's the utility behind it? Everybody asks utility. What's it used for? What's this? I bought Johnny Depp's NFTs not for the utility. I bought Johnny Depp because I like Johnny Depp. And I could also claim the physical piece. Oh, with Johnny Depp's signature on the back, you get 2 for 1. You're getting a celebrity, and you're getting his art, and you're getting the signature. So it's like you're getting stuff for the NFT, which is pretty cool.
And this is where being a collector of many things is what you are.
Yeah,
you have a lot of different types of paintings, and
yes.
So,
Dave, I want to talk to you more, but I want to honor Adam's time. I know that his time is limited this morning. So before we wrap up, or before we let you go, Adam, can you just talk about Solana NFTs, how you approach them, what attracted you to them? Because you've mentioned multiple times that you really appreciate just kind of what you're able to do, and that's your playground. Can you kind of help our viewers broaden their understanding of Solana's NFT ecosystem?
Yeah, absolutely. Solana is, in my opinion, the second best layer 1 blockchain out there. Transaction fees are minimal. Transaction speed is fast. And as far as, on ETH, you're subject to high gas fees. If the transactions fail, you still pay that fee, and sometimes that fee is $150, $700, or $3,000.
You lose it.
Like, it's insane. Solana, you're paying. I don't even know what you pay. It doesn't matter to me because it's not that much. So even if the transaction fails, I don't think you even get charged a fee, and if you do, you wouldn't even recognize it. As far as Solana, it's, for me, I found a way where I can gauge the hype in projects. I chart NFT projects actually. I was able to, I hold certain things and I have access to certain sites there where I could track smart money and whale wallets. So I could see what they're buying in real time, what they're listing, what they're minting. So I found like a really good niche where ETH, I don't even know where to start with that. The ETH NFT ecosystem took off, before I was able to get an ETH. Fortunately, I was still able to partake in, Yuga Labs and, become a part of that ecosystem, and a few other ETH NFTs I still hold. But for me, Solana, I was able to get in early enough, and I found a way to be able to maneuver in there and make money consistently. So for me, I also joined the Monkey DAO. So owning a Solana Monkey business, I think the entry price or the floor price to a Solana Monkey business right now, probably anywhere from like 20 to 25,000. So you purchase that NFT and you're able to join the community. What the monkey or what Solana Monkey business did, or those NFT holders, they actually, as far as I know, they created the first DAO in an NFT project. So once you buy a Solana Monkey business, an SMB, you can then go and join the Monkey DAO. And in that Monkey DAO, you have whitelist opportunities, you have a ton of alpha, you're in a group with the leading minds on Solana, the early adopters, developers in Solana, the head influencers. So I get a wealth of knowledge from just being a part of that community. And I research which communities could benefit me the best if I'm coming into this space, and if I want to play in this playground. Where can I, who am I hanging out with over here? Who am I hanging out with? And they're going to help me out, right? Because I think, Dave, the first episode I heard you say, if you're around 5 millionaires, you're likely to become the next one. So who was I looking at, put myself around and, become the next Solana millionaire? So, and it was definitely the Monkey DAO. By far, I have made my money back from that NFT purchase, and I continue to. We have a small Discord group. I put in a couple plays this week. I mean, I 13x'd on one play. The other play, this week, it's been a good week. Usually is a good week. So I found a way where a lot of people, they have to grind for whitelists. They'll spend hours and days and weeks trying to get a whitelist just for one project, where just because I hold this NFT now, and it's like a top tier Solana NFT, we're invited to be whitelist. So I don't have to spend all that time now. My time is better spent doing something else than trying to sit there in a Discord or beg on Twitter, message them, hey, can you let me in the private group? And, I'd like to admit the project. So I found shortcuts and ways that work for me, because I do have a very busy schedule, and it works very well. Solana is great for anybody coming in because you need less money to purchase the NFTs. Usually it's a lower cost to entry if you're looking to mint or even looking to buy a blue chip Solana versus a blue chip ETH project. I mean, Mutant Ape right now, what's the entry price? They have 120 grand. How many people have 120 grand to buy the cheapest possible NFT? You want to buy the Bored Ape behind Dave's head right now? Dave, what's that going for? $500,000, right? My Mutant Ape behind me. So that was my first one on the lower, and then my second one's on the top. So to purchase any of those, I mean, you're looking at a minimum 120 grand. And then, but mine are, I have a really good rank, so mine's not a floor ape anyway, so it's not going to be 120, and I'm not getting rid of it. But so for Solana, you want to get in a blue chip project, like I said, some of the top ones that are going to pay for itself daily. If you know how to utilize that, 20 grand. 20 grand is a lot better than 100 or 200 or 300,000 for a blue chip. So just like, in the ETH ecosystem, Dave, if he pops in a chat and they see his Bored Ape or he's anywhere, they want to see him, right? If Gary V hops in a brand new project, and everybody's going to be excited because Gary V's in there. Same thing with the Bored Apes. If there's a ton of Bored Apes involved in a project, BAYC's involved. Well, the same thing on Solana. So there's a few. If you have the money and you're playing in Solana, it's well worth it to join. They all call themselves DAOs. I think the only true one is Monkey DAO. That's actually a DAO. But they all call themselves DAOs now, where they come up with their own form of a DAO. But there's a handful that are really good, where if you're looking for whitelist opportunities or just good alpha, you can join at relatively low cost for the potential you have to make that money back. And, even excel in the Solana NFT space. So for me, it's low transaction costs. It's the Phantom wallet's amazing. It's the NFTs are a great entry price for anybody coming into this space. The alpha and the whitelist opportunities, if you can join a DAO, are at a relatively cheap cost compared to Ethereum. So Solana for me is where it's happening, and I know how to utilize everything. I found my niches. I found I chart the NFTs. I have everywhere I want to go. I know where to look, where if I'm going to gauge hype, or if I'm looking for volume, or if I'm looking for price action, I could look at all this and take my analysis and then figure out, hey, I'm going to invest in this project. Hey, I need to exit this project at this price range right here. So I know how to maneuver in the space now. I've been in Solana for a while, and I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. And the next one that I would say is the runner up to Solana would be Near. I have NFTs to other blockchains, Zill, Theta, whatever, but Near to me is the one that's going to follow Solana. Solana now has integrated itself with OpenSea, where everybody on ETH is, and now you're getting eyeballs from ETH players on Solana. So now once your normal investors that are in Solana right now, let's say they're just getting in, well, maybe they're not going to be able to play around like I am in Solana in 4 months. Where are they going to go? I'm assuming it's going to be on the Near blockchain. The communities are awesome there. The wallet is also Dave, you just made a wallet the other day, right?
Yeah, very easy to set up.
Yep. So
That's what we look for. We look for easy, something that's gonna get the consumer to engage in the product. It's like, how easy was it to start a wallet? You sent me the wallet. I created my my username. Bam.
And they push you to actually make a username to that wallet, opposed to every other wallet so it's almost like you just create a Gmail account. How easy is it to give, Dave.near to somebody? Hey, send me money. I'll send you money. What's your address? Where all these other ones, it's like 40 numbers of uppercase, lowercase numbers, letters, and you screw one thing up, your funds are going someplace else and they're lost forever. Yeah. So Near, I think, is going to be easily adoptable. And the communities and projects they already have on there, they have developers on there that are actually really building out projects right now. A lot of Solana developers are integrating onto Near. Near already made a bridge to Solana. And again, the communities are fire on there. So again, community is big, right? Dave, you said Basie, we all support each other. Same thing, Solana Monkey Business. We're a group, we support each other. And the same thing right now I'm watching is happening on Near. And that's why I'm building out a portfolio early in Near NFTs. So for me, I'm already picking out which ones I think are the future blue chips of Near. But yeah, Solana right now, I think is great. If somebody's coming in with little funds, or they have some ETH, but they don't want to risk it, and potentially, NFTs are not a liquid market. So if you pick a wrong NFT and you just spent the 5 ETH you've had, and that was it, and now it went from, you bought in at 5 and it's going down to 2, and now you're bugging out and you can't even find a buyer for it, you might be better off starting in Solana and then getting used to the NFT markets, and then dipping your feet into ETH. For me, I wouldn't day trade ETH. I have enough ETH where I can, but I don't want to put my risk tolerance isn't there to day trade ETH. For me, I'm going to midterm hold, or just hold in general solid projects on ETH. And that's what I'm looking for. Solana, I'm day trading, I'm flipping. I'm also midterm holding and long-term investing in Solana. But for me, for the flipping and day trading and minting, it's Solana for me and not ETH. And for anybody coming in, I think that's probably a great place to start.
Yes, I agree, because not everybody has the alpha like we have, and like I said, I heard Adam say before, YouTube, YouTube's your friend. I don't listen to BitBoy Crypto no more because he gets paid advertising, I don't like that. No, if you're getting paid from a person to advertise their stuff, yeah, it's good, for them. But what about us? You're gonna really, rug us, or you're gonna take our hard earned money and no, it's all speculative. And until it has utility, until it has something, I see a vision behind it, is then when I put my money or my ETH, whatever, behind it. But until then, I just do my research. DYOR, baby. Do your own research. People don't do it. They want to take, just because you own a Bored Ape, or if you're buying this NFT, they'll follow you. But I tell them, bro, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. Not every time's a hit for me. Same like you, Adam. I know you bought a couple Solana projects. You thought they were going to hit. The volume was there. So
Yeah.
not everything's a win-win. You got to let people know that. Yeah, 1 out of 3 you might go 10 times, but that 1 out of 3 just paid for your 3 investments. Back.
Yeah.
So you got a risk to reward. I always talk to Adam before I even get in a Solana project. Hey, Adam, what's this looking like? How's this looking? Because he's my friend. I can. And if you have others, people that are in a different blockchain, you pick their brain. How is this? Oh, well, Adam, well, the volume on this is 60,000. Oh, it's passing. So he's involved where I trust Adam, where I'll buy 1 or 2 of those NFTs and just watch it, go up. So that's what's good. What's having different people in different blockchains, because you could pick his brain. Oh, how's this blockchain? How's this do? Oh, well, the Monkey DAO told me we got whitelisted for this. This might be a good flip.
Oh, we just created a channel for all Basie and Macy holders to come into the Monkey DAO. Actually, you could join right now. They just created yesterday. Yeah, because they actually did a Twitter AMA the other day, and there was a few Basie people on there, and they're considering buying monkeys. And so we had some of the board members from Monkey DAO, and they're like, "Well, what about integrating a channel?" So they actually just did it. I'll see if I can send you an invite link or how to get you in there, and you can check it out. So
that's awesome, because like I said, it gets my mind running. Where can we? Where's that next NFT?
And again, look at the communities coming together now. Cross-chain communities are trying to work with each other. You know what I mean? This is how we all win, and we all grow, and you get that adoption. It's not even just about like ETH, I'm staying here. We're all going to make this work.
Yes.
So
WAGMI, baby, we all going to make it.
Hey, Adam, I want to acknowledge that your time is short. I know you're really busy. Can you kind of just leave us with your final message to people of like who you are? Like, you're just a regular, talk about maybe the profession that you're in, talk about the type of education that you had before you got into this. You found a lot of success within crypto. Just kind of bring it down to the average individual's level of understanding of what it takes to be able to adapt. And maybe Dave, you could also bounce off of Adam, but Adam, if you want to dip off of this after you answer this question, I want to allow you to do that, because I know you said your time's limited. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So Dave and I know each other, and we have a lot of mutual friends. Grew up from the same area. So make this short and sweet. I was doing very well and lost everything, I want to say about 2012, 2013. Reinvented myself. I don't have a college education. I don't have an associate's degree. Found my way into an environmental industry. Worked my way up from a field guy, field technician, to now I'm basically like a senior manager overseeing multi-year, multi-million dollar contracts, and have made a career out of it. I've utilized my income and all the free income that I have. I live well within my means. I don't overspend, and I use that money to invest in things that I think are great. And just trying to plan for the future. So I'm just a regular guy that lost everything, literally everything. I'm not talking like people say that. No, I mean everything. I was done. Like even to things you can't touch, like self-worth. and pride. I gained humbleness out of it. To now, uh, 10 years later, or a little less, and I have all of that back and more. And I realize that, I mean, real hustlers can lose it all and get it all back, but reinvented myself in a totally different way to get create my revenue that I was getting a totally different way, all without an education. I probably I'm not going to go into that. I was going to say something, but I do very well, and I'll continue to do well. It's mindset. And crypto has been an amazing place to invest the money that I've worked hard for. Um, it's afforded me certain things that I still haven't taken advantage of yet. Dave and I talk about purchasing homes outside the country, and what our next steps are, because crypto has been good to both of us, and we're looking to make sure that our investments continue to grow. But we are looking to diversify.
Yes.
I don't have all my, all my investments are not 100% in crypto or NFTs, but a good majority, because this is the future. I don't think there's any denying it. And to keep saying you're late too, for anybody else out there,
You're never late.
You're never late. And to say everything I said, where I lost everything, I found my way in a new, different industry and making money in a way that's totally different to how I used to. I've also found time and made time, because I'm determined to be successful, and I'm determined to grow in any way possible. And I made time to understand Bitcoin first, and then it led me down a lot of other avenues to learn about and then understand crypto as a whole, and then NFTs, and then throw technical analysis on top of it. If you're willing to, crypto is going to be an amazing way, and NFTs, for you to exponentially grow your savings, or be a vehicle to grow your wealth. But there's a lot that comes with that. It's easier said than done. You do have to invest time. You don't just put money in and a week later you're a millionaire. A lot of people think that, and from watching TikTok videos, you would think that that's not the case. A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of being able to talk to Dave back and forth, daily calls. What's going on? What do you think of this? Always bumping heads, and you're just trying to get a hold. Hey, what's going on? This is happening in the market. What do you think's going to happen next? A lot goes into it. It's worth it in the end. And I think for anyone who's thinking about investing in crypto, I think everybody should allocate a certain position size in their portfolios. Or if you don't even have a portfolio, allocate a certain amount of your savings that you have, or a certain amount of capital to it. It could be 1%, 2%. Get used to it, dip your toes in, and let it grow from there. Something else that's, if we're talking to somebody new right now, you could make a Gemini account, and you could transfer in your dollars, your fiat currency, and all you have to do is purchase GUSD. It's a stable coin. That stable coin is the same thing as a dollar. It doesn't fluctuate in value. It's not volatile. If the crypto market dumps, your value is there. The difference here is it's like having a savings account 15 years ago, where you used to get 10% from the bank. Now you get almost nothing. Now actually you're losing money because inflation, and now everybody's very aware of inflation, right? But this has always been a thing, and people like Ray Dalio, who says cash is trash, well, this is why they say that. But with Gemini US dollar, all you do is take your dollars that are in your bank, literally doing nothing. Actually, they're losing value, and you transfer it to Gemini, and you convert that money to GUSD. You'll earn a little over 8% a year, and you don't even have to understand crypto. You can earn 8% a year, and then start building your knowledge and trying to figure out, hey, well, I'm getting 8% now. Let me take some of this money and see if I could make, instead of 8% with this, I'm going to try and make 20% on a trade. Or I feel like Ape token's going to go to $50 over the next year. Let me see if I could make more than that 8%. And you could go from there. But I wouldn't. I would suggest everybody pay attention to this. Don't just have a closed mind to it. One thing being in this.
This is like going from the laptop to or from the typewriter to a laptop. Remember how that transition. Everybody's not comfortable with that transition. You know that. So being on it now, you're getting that head start.
100%.
So it's you gotta think about it. It's like the dial-up modem to cable modem. We're evolving, man. I remember back in the I know it's probably gonna show my age a little bit, but remember Nokia phones? You have to buy you have to buy minutes for your phone. Now all of a sudden we can get free minutes, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get Elon, Jeff Bezos, whoever's gonna do it, but they're gonna give internet to the whole world, and the whole world's gonna have internet, and that's gonna be different. You're not gonna have no It's gonna be all free. Just like we have to pay for it. So we have to pay for our minutes, and now they were offering us unlimited plans, and we have to pay for each text message and this and this and this. And
now it's just a data plan. You don't even pay for the minutes no more. It's just a data plan.
Exactly.
That's it.
We've been through it. Me and Adam seen the evolve of the cell phones and the minutes and it's just you're in the beginning. Don't be scared. Like I said, everybody, I'm scared to lose this. Yeah, you should be, but at the end of the day, if you have me or Adam or some type of guy that are in that space, you're not going to be led into the wrong direction. Adam, is it that time?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, so I would just say, I'm your average guy. I even lost everything, worked my way back, still made time to understand crypto. If I could do it, anybody could do it. You're still early enough that it's worth taking a look.
I told Adam in like 2016, 2017. This is how early you guys are. I told Adam about Bitcoin 2016, 2017. And he didn't jump into it yet. He was still building himself. He didn't jump into it. About a year or two later, he hit me. He's like, Dave, I've been hearing more about it. What's up? So he was more, pro.
You sent me that screenshot too.
Oh yeah, I sent you the screenshot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I sent him the screenshot. I'm showing him, look, bro. This is not fake. And then everybody has the question: can you take out? Can you put it back into your bank? That was everybody's fear. But yes, you can. But you have to pay taxes on it. If you take back into U.S. dollars. But what don't you have to pay taxes on?
Yeah.
Starting to be, Tesla's up today, 923. Nice.
Hey. Might have to pull that up on the chart. But yeah, no, for sure. Just average guy, making it work. If you put the time and effort in, this could also work for you.
But even if you, Adam, if you want to quit your job now and, and do TA, you can travel the world and you can make money.
I could quit my job now just because I have enough there. But yeah, no, absolutely. I can totally generate revenue without having to work for a company or have a boss or anything like that. And that's what crypto has afforded me. And just consistently wanting to learn more and more. And I've learned never be closed-minded. They've told me about NFTs. I don't understand it. I wish I then took the time to learn it, and I would have went, ham on Bored Ape or something like that, right? You have to be Bored Ape.
We went together to Bitcoin conferences. We went to go search for the knowledge. We wanted it, we wanted that next Bitcoin. We wanted that next Ethereum. So we flew together. We went to Miami. We went to a Bitcoin conference. We listened to people. So we put in the work. This doesn't all come to us. It's not naturally. We put in the work to get what we want out of life, Yeah. So like my next trip is VCon. VCon's May 19th to May 22nd. I do own a VFriend. If you want to purchase a ticket, it's like 0.4, I think we were looking at that.
I may still come to that. So
Yeah, I have the room. You know, like I said, you know, all apes are welcome to stay with me. I don't care. You know, that's the type of guy I am. If you're an ape,
family.
come on, brother. We're gonna party. You know, or get that knowledge together, learn together. You know, so it's we all. This is yeah. I'm in it by myself. Adam's in it by himself. But when we come together, we're all, you know, for each other. At the end of the day.
100%. So yeah, you know, for anybody listening, definitely do not fade this. Take the time, try and learn about it. If after putting the time in and you know, doing your own research, if you feel it's not for you, it's not for you. But definitely worth the time to just put in and see if it is something that you should take advantage of. My opinion, it's an opportunity for most.
Yes.
Even right now, one of my friends asked me yesterday, hey, Ape token, too late? I text him back, bro. I told you about Bitcoin at 10K. You said it was too expensive. At 20K, same thing. 30K, same thing. I said, so you want me to keep going on? So no matter what, you're never going to think it's the right time. You'll always, oh, maybe I could buy lower. If you believe in something, if after learning about this, you believe in it, just start dollar cost averaging in. That's what worked for me. I made a sizable investment initially.
Explain what dollar cost average again. Basically, you're buying in, not spending all your money. You're buying in on the dips. You know, explain, because you know when I was in it, I'm like, what's DCA? You know, dollar cost averaging. You know, dollar cost averaging. You know, just buy in slowly. Don't put all 20,000 in at one time.
Yeah, well, I did that, but yeah, no. But if you're just looking to see how it is, dollar cost averaging, get a position, and if you know you take it easy with the Gemini US dollar, or if you actually want to buy a crypto that you know trades daily, or the great thing about crypto too is it's a 24/7, 365 accessible market for anybody. You want to trade options and equities, well, that's sort of a closed market. It's Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4, but other accredited investors or other traders have access to it earlier than you and later than you. So you're not a market mover. Where here, it's maybe it's not an equal playing field because whales still can control it in a certain way, but it is equal in the way that nobody's exempt from it at any time of any day in anywhere. And that's what's also just so amazing about this market and crypto as a whole. So, yeah, for me, I would suggest, again, none of this is financial advice, but do your research, see if it's for you. If it is dollar cost average, don't just spend all of your savings and put it into something, think you're going to invest and become a millionaire. Do things smart and responsibly, but definitely do not think you're too late and do not think that it's a waste of time. Definitely take a look at it and see if it's for you.
Yep, I agree.
So,
Ben,
I think I put him to sleep.
See, I want to know what Ben learned because you know Ben's been around us. We hopped on calls with Ben as well. You know, I want to know what kind of what he learned in being in the ETH in the ETH space. You know, because Ben's in a lot of Telegram groups. You're in a couple Telegram groups that you get this alpha, but not all alphas. You know, like you said, you might be a minute too late, and then that takes off. You know, and then it goes back down. So there's a lot of pump and dumps. You know, everybody got to be wary because they think, oh, I can get rich quick. But it's not all about being rich quick. It's about patience, having patience in the game. If you don't have patience and say a bill comes up, right? Oh, I have to pay this bill. I got to take out crypto. I took out some crypto and the shit skyrockets right after that. I'm like, oh my God, like what I do? And it happened to you. It happens to everybody. You know, it's like,
oh yeah.
So it doesn't happen, but I know it happened to Dr. Ben. That's why I was asking him, you know, what have you really experienced being in the space? You know, what, like, you there?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys talk.
All right.
And I have to go now. But
Okay.
if you guys want to do this, set up for another time. It's been great. I appreciate you guys having me on the show,
No problem.
and I look forward to doing it in the future.
Yes, sir. Have a good day, bro. I'll talk to you later.
All right, guys.
All right. Peace. One hour.
Yeah, my battery is really low, so I'm just going to hit you with some rapid fire questions, all right?
Okay.
All right. Can you kind of just describe the moment that it clicked in your head that NFTs were going to be the thing, not necessarily crypto, but NFTs were going to be the thing that you needed to take more seriously, that you needed, like, what was your bridge to NFTs? How did you first find out about them? How did you first start to take them more seriously? And also, if you can speak to the word utility, it's something that I hear you speak about a lot. Talk about why utility is so important with NFTs.
Okay. So the utility, I got into NFTs from my guy named Post. He's big on Twitter. His Post, aka Legend. I grew up with him in Tampa, Florida. We were both degens. We were both gamblers. You know, we both took risks. So I got him into crypto, you know, at first, and he bought like a coin and it went up, and then it dropped, and he lost all he invested like 30,000 and lost it to like 15,000. He was like, "Oh, well, you know, what did you get me by?" Da, 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 da. And I didn't tell him to buy that much. I just told him, you know, dip your fingers into oh my god coin, OMG. So he ended up, you know, aping in because we're degens, you know. So he ended up like buying $30,000 worth, ended up going down to half. He called me like 2 months later. He goes, "Bro, check out NFTs." I'm like, you know, "What's an NFT?" He's like, "Non-fungible token." And I heard it in the space. I heard Engine Coin and a couple coins that were related to NFTs and gaming, and so that's where I wanted to be. I know gaming is a $20 billion industry. Why not get into games? You know, I didn't have to play it myself. I could have. There's a bunch of kids that are still coming up, and I know what the world's coming to. So that's why I wanted to get into it. I'm like, what am I buying? What should I buy? And I took my friend's advice. He's like, "Yo, buy a Bored Ape." And this was like I like 2 ETH. I didn't listen to him. $8,000. Oh no, it would have been like 5,000 because ETH wasn't that much at the time. It was like $5,000 for a whole Bored Ape. I didn't listen to him. Now a month went by. It's like 50 grand. I'm like, what is this? You know, what am I buying? He said, buy a Bored Ape. You know, I bought 2 of them. You know, I bought them at 0.4, 0.5 each. He bought them at, so half an ETH. So he sees the money coming. He sees the value of the Bored Apes being valued. So he hit me again. You know, this time Bored Apes for $100,000. And I'm like, he said, buy a Bored Ape, bro. Buy a Bored Ape. You know, it's $100,000 now. Because I told you at $5,000, and now it's $50,000, and now it's $100,000. Buy it, bro. What are you waiting for? So I FOMO'd. I had the fear of missing out kicked in, and I bought it. Bought it at like and I bought it right after Steph Curry. Steph Curry bought it. He spent like 180,000 on his ape. I know I spent like 42.7 ETH at the time, but I didn't get a floor ape. I got an ape that I liked. Tie-dye shirt. He was blind with a captain's hat. You know, I made sure I liked him. I didn't just buy him just he was because he was a 42.7. I bought him because I liked him. There he is. Mm-hmm. You know, so I liked him, so I bought him. So that's why I said, when you buy an NFT, if you buy a picture, if you buy a JPEG, buy something you like, because you're gonna have them. He's gonna be with you. You know, he's with you. You know, you could either give him his own character. You could now age doesn't matter. You know, you could be in the metaverse and you could be a Bored Ape, and nobody's gonna know who you are, or nobody's gonna know how old you are. You know, because you're seeing the picture. So this is like your status. You know, Bored Ape's a blue chip NFT, and so basically it's like a status. So I wanted to be in the top status, which was either a CryptoPunk or a Bored Ape. or I still want to buy a CryptoPunk. Bored Apes flipped CryptoPunks, but also Yuga Labs bought Larva Labs, bought CryptoPunks. So that gives them the higher leverage now of Bored Ape being more than a CryptoPunk. But like I said, I don't think Ape's stopping. I don't think these NFTs are stopping. And it's not just a Bored Ape. It's just these, like Adam said, these communities are big. If the communities are talking down on each other and talking about the devs, that's not a community. You don't want to be in that community.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about the community, bro. You jump in the Discord and you see how they're talking to each other, how they're communicating, if they're lifting you up, if they're. I've been in some Discords where like, oh, get out of here, That's how you're talking to me, bro. Like, I'm part of your community. And it's just crazy, and there's a lot of, things that I learned. Rappers NFTs. I think I said that in the last video. You don't buy rappers NFTs. Rich the Kid rugged me. There's Apes in Space, which was the Migos. They rugged. They're all, bad project. They took your ETH and ran. But why would you do that to your fans? That's the thing I don't get. Like, yeah, you're rugging these kids, you're rugging your fans, but then you go buy a Bored Ape after that. It's like that's a smack in the face. Like, and now I heard Ice Cube's. Ice Cube's one of my favorite rappers. He's starting his own NFT. Since I bought Rich the Kid and Amigos, you have that same feeling that Ice Cube's gonna do the same thing, but not everybody's the same. So you can't go on what happened in the last one. Maybe Ice Cube project might blow up. And he might give free tickets to everybody to a concert. No, Rich the Kid only gave away a Rolex. Like that type of stuff. It's like they're giving you incentives to buy their NFTs, but yeah, they're selling you guys dreams. So I learned, and I asked, the guy who posts Legend, hey, should I buy this? He said, don't buy rappers NFTs. They're just buying other NFTs with your shit, or they're getting paid to buy an NFT and then shill it on Instagram and this, and then they don't care about it because they just got paid.
I think you bring up a great point. This is gonna be the last point because I don't want us to be going over an hour and 15 minutes. Last time we did an hour and 15, and we got to cut these down, which is fine. I like that it's long, and just know that even though my camera looked awful, the editor is going to obviously take parts that are the best, and what you just said there was on point.
Okay.
One thing I want to share really quick is what I believe are the biggest downfalls that really got me. The first one was trading at bad times of the week. There are certain times of the week where crypto is hot. The weekends are not that time. You don't want to be making too many transactions on the weekends. Many crypto traders talk about taking the weekends off.
Number one rule. My boy says in trading, never trade on the weekends. And
also trading at a random hour for you. So I made certain trades at 4 o'clock in the morning, as opposed to waking up, being with the transaction speeds. Things happen fast, right? However, what it might look like at 4 in the morning is not going to necessarily look like at 5 in the morning.
Correct.
And everything always rebounds. Everything always bounces, especially when there's a drastic change in the price action. You always want to be selling, as Adam has said, you always want to be selling into strength, into the upward momentum. You never want to sell that dip that randomly takes place when somebody decides to dump a large amount of coins. So I made many mistakes by reacting to one or two people's huge holdings in a coin. They let it go. The whole coin dropped off and I got scared and panic sold. So panic selling is something that really plagued me a lot. Also, buying fake contracts. There's ways that you can really begin, once you start to study this, to identify which contract is real and which one is fake. That's more of a specific training that I think we'll go into in a different episode. And then also buying projects that are not vetted by people such as Dave or by people such as Adam or some of these communities that you begin to trust and build trust in. If you just buy a coin that is being promoted by a random account on Twitter with 5 followers or even 1,000 followers, but there's no engagement in their posts, there's a good chance that that project is fake. And there's hundreds of these projects that are released every single day.
Or bought
Another
followers.
thing,
Buy followers. And you look at it. Oh, they have 150,000 followers. Don't go looking at the followers. Look at the engagement, like you said.
mm-hmm. And then finally, I would always be involved in these early launches. So I would get into a group that I thought I was getting alpha in because they were like, okay, the deployer is about to launch. And there's always an opportunity where I felt like I was able to get in early on a project. But by the time my transaction went through, this project had already gone all the way up and I'm buying at the top. And then it dumps immediately right after my transaction goes through. So if I had any recommendation, it would be to trade not from your cell phone, unless this is a more stable project that you're not really concerned about the immediate price action, but trade from a computer that is fast, that ensures that your speed is not going to be the difference between you winning and losing. I've often heard it said that 30 seconds is the difference between a 50% gain and a 500% gain. That 30 seconds is really what it comes down to in crypto. If you're swing trading, you got to really be conscious that things go all the way further up than you imagine they're going to go. And then they go down a lot further than you imagine they're going to go. So I was involved in a lot of rugs. I was involved in a lot of projects that dumped so hard that they could never recover. And I just hope that you listening to this get something out of what I just said, because if you write down notes on everything I just mentioned and have a checklist every time you make an investment, you might not think you have enough time to make that checklist, like check off all the boxes, but it's worth your time. It'll save you money. And also, as Dave mentioned, dollar cost averaging, I would go all in on projects that were very speculative. And my recommendation is that you definitely don't go all in on anything. If anything, you dip your toes into it.
$100, because that 100, 200 bucks was 5,000%. You got 50,000.
Or if you have $100, just do $5 and just test the waters. You're playing a game. You're trying to check the box of how many wins and losses you have and improve the amount of wins each day, each month. So
pre-ICOs. Ben was entering pre-ICOs. So it's before the project launch or the day of the launch part, these influencers will shill this project, which shilling is they'll go, 1 hour before this project launches, so they'll start shilling a project that has, potential or does go up. But then, it gives them the opportunity of when it goes up to dump on you, these big holders, which is, not fair for us. But at the end of the day, the greed gets the best of us. Thinking, oh, I just made $2,000. It's going to keep going. No, it doesn't. It goes right back down again, or it retests and then it goes back up again. It's just, you never know,
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said, do your own research. If you're in it for the long term, well, I'm going to hold this coin. I'm not going to worry if it goes up and down. Then hold it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it and just sit on it. Because a lot of people are in it, for the money. People think it's a get rich quick scheme, but it's not always the point. It's not always that. Now, but tell them, Ben, me and you we learned that if we get in a project, we're in and we're out. We're in, get up to the top. It doesn't matter if it goes up more. We're in, we made a profit. Don't kick yourself in the head if you didn't make, as much as you wanted to make, as long as you made a profit. That's what's important. You make up $200, get out. Oh, but I could have made $1,000. Don't think like that. Think about you made a profit for the day. You're on to the next project.
The last thing that I'll share is patience. I was so impatient with certain projects. When you get into a good project and you know that you made the right decision, even if you're in profit, say 5 days later, or even 15 minutes later, if you believe that that project has legs and it's backed by legitimate companies or legitimate teams, you got a great entry. Be patient. It might take you a week. It might take you a month. In Dave's case, I've seen him wait years for certain projects to mature. But if the project's legitimate, you got to be patient. That's like one of the key things for crypto traders. So impatient. I'm like, why hasn't it moved? Is this a sign that it's not going to move? And sometimes that's true. It is a bad sign, and you need to be conscious of those. We can get into more detail at a later training of what those signs are that you need to pay attention to, and what those like hidden subtle pitfalls are that are not so obvious, but after years of trading you start to recognize them, you know.
The routine to see what happens. That was a good show though. I liked it.
All right, dope. I just